Hey, I'm Scott Soul, and I'm with hosting Northwest Nonprofit Media Weekly today, as we do every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And today we have a very special guest here, and her name is Vanessa Swesnick, and she is from HelpAttack. And we're going to be talking about Facebook and Twitter and fundraising. We also have another guest here today from New Jersey. She is Steph. And she is going to Drexel University, and where she is learning more about nonprofit and arts. And she is here just trying to help us understand more about Twitter and Facebook, and maybe to ask some questions with Vanessa, how she could possibly help out with a nonprofit using Twitter and, of course, Facebook. So we're going to go right to the meat of it here. Vanessa, can we just ask you, what is HelpAttack, and what can it do for a nonprofit as far as fundraising?
Sure. Thanks, Scott, first for having me on today. And hi, Steph. I hope that you can add to the conversation. My name is Vanessa Swesnick, and I work with HelpAttack. It's H-E-L-P, HelpAttack. Sometimes people think I'm saying Health Attack. What we do is we make it possible for your social media actions and interactions to turn into support for your favorite nonprofit. So, for example, every time you update your Facebook status or send out a tweet, you can be pledging a small amount to a specific nonprofit that you choose with a monthly limit that you set. So that's the general overview. We can work with Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Flickr, Pinterest, anything with an RSS feed or Atom feed, and it's easy to share. The supporters can share what they are doing, thereby adding the peer-to-peer fundraising element. So that's just kind of a basic overview of what we do. And let's see, Scott and I met through N10. I believe it was N10 recommended we talk. We're in the same city, and Scott wanted to get Redeeming Souls up and going on Twitter and Facebook, and I gave him a few suggestions. So I have some of those suggestions ready to share with you all, and I can share my screen and show you a few graphics that can help better understand. You can help better understand the whole frontier of social media fundraising. Any questions before I get started?
I don't think I have any questions. I do want to bring up, if you're watching out there, please, if you have any questions, you can put them up on YouTube. You can also put up questions on Google+, and when we see them come up, we'll be happy to answer your questions. We'll give them to Vanessa, and if you have any, please just give them to us. I do have one real quick question. What about Google+? Does this work with Google+?
So we do, right now we have access to the API of Facebook. So we are a Facebook app, and my business partner has made a technology. He wrote the code to kind of count the number of hashtags used on Twitter. With Google+, since it's kind of new, their API isn't available to him as a developer yet, but we plan on it, and we plan on making it available so you can sign in with your Google+ identification, just as we do now with you can sign in with Facebook, sign in with Twitter. So it's in the works. As soon as the developer tools are available to us, we will be adding that. HelpAttack as a company, we use Google+ as just another way to publicize what we're doing, share information, share webinars. Google+ Hangouts, we use it as HelpAttack, and we hope that our nonprofits will use it as a fundraising tool as well. So.
Thank you, Vanessa, for explaining that. I'm sure some of our viewers would be having that question for you.
It's a good one. Thanks. So here, I'm going to go ahead and share this screen.
Sometimes that screen share just doesn't pop out there where it's supposed to.
Okay. Screen share. Here we go.
Awesome. Thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you. Okay. So I mostly focus this towards Twitter, but it does apply to Facebook as well. So basically, we're going to cover some of the best practices, what smaller causes need to do to succeed, and how HelpAttack works. If you need to contact me or HelpAttack for any reason, check out these links below. You can follow us on Twitter or email us. So before I delve too deeply into it, all of the fundraisers out there, it's still fundraising. All of the tried and true techniques and best practices still hold true. Social media is just a new venue or vehicle for you to use your skills. So it's not all new, it's just kind of new. You just kind of are going to tweak what you already do to work with social media. Your audience is still crucial. There's still the element of launching, experimenting, tweaking, improving, testing. You still want to do things such as thanking your donors, moving them up your engagement ladder, and people still give for the same reasons on social media. They know someone else who is giving. There's an immediate need, such as disaster relief or a specific campaign. And most importantly, because they are asked either by you or by a friend. Also important to remember, people are giving not even to you. They're certainly not giving to HelpAttack, but they're giving to the people that you serve or the cause that you serve. So still very important, always worth reiterating. What is interesting is that online giving, social media giving, has become a great way to acquire new donors. It's increasingly common for people to give their first gifts online. This graphic is coming from the 2011 Blackbaud multi-channel benchmark report, I believe it's called. They also tend to give larger gifts, the ones that are acquired online. And overall, aggregated all of the different forms that they're giving, whether it be from various Facebook campaigns or social media campaigns or a mix between direct mail and online, the donors who were acquired online give more overall.
So Vanessa, do you have the Blackbaud graphics?
Yes. If you look down here, like at the bottom where it says Blackbaud,
I don't see it.
Oh, let's see. What do you see on the screen right now?
Okay, all we got is social media, fundraising, and Twitter. You have to share a different. Do you have it in? There you go. Awesome.
Oh, darn! I was showing you all of these nice graphics.
Nice. That's okay. Maybe you want to run kind of through that real quick.
Yeah,
just kind of show us these. Cool.
So this is what I was blabbing about on how it's still fundraising.
Okay.
So do you see the left-hand side, like my notes too?
Yes, yeah. I see all your notes.
Oh, okay. Well, I tried to share with you just the slideshow, but you guys get to see the behind the scenes. This is how Vanessa Swesnick makes a PowerPoint presentation. So
that's okay.
Yeah, it's still fundraising. So audience is crucial. The reasons people give is they know people who are giving. There's an immediate need, such as disaster relief, or they're asked to. And people give not to HelpAttack, not to your nonprofit, but to the people that you help. That's really important to keep in mind for social media fundraising, and we'll touch on that later. So here is a Blackbaud graphic. It's been increasingly common for new donors to give their first gift online. So once you get the new donor, they give their first gift, and then all of a sudden you can move them along the engagement ladder. They might become volunteers later. They might give a larger gift later, later in time. So This is also from Blackbaud. Online donors give larger gifts. Here we have $62 compared with $32 from the donor acquired by direct mail. And this is very recent information. This is from the 2011 Blackbaud report, which can be found here. www.blackbaud.com/multi-channel for all of you data folks. So here's what I was talking about before. In aggregate, online acquired donors have a much higher cumulative value over the long term than the traditional mail acquired donors. Here we have $128 over the year as opposed to $63 over the year from the mail acquired. Okay, more about social media in general. Fundraising, that is. It's a numbers game. So there's positive things about social media and there's negative things about social media in terms of fundraising. So here's some of the bad news, is that not everybody sees each message. So say you have 5,000 people following you on Twitter, not all 5,000 people are going to see your ask or your well-crafted thank you or your beautiful infographic. Not everybody's going to see that. And then not everybody who sees it responds. So each step in this process reduces the number of people that are going to see it. At HelpAttack, we've seen typically these numbers. Of course, that's just an average. There are some outliers, but this 10%, 10%, 10%, I mean, it knocks a zero off of your audience at every step. So say you have 2,500 people following you on Twitter. Only 250 people are going to see your message. And then 25 of those people are actually going to click the link. And then from that, 5 or 10 of those people are actually going to pledge. So that's the bad news, but there's a steep fall off. But the good news is that if you get 5 or 10 people giving $30 a month for the next 12 months, that's a lot of extra money. And considering how much time and money you had to spend to put that ask out there, it's a great return on investment. Another thing to realize with the social media fundraising is that it's like as opposed to simple interest, there's a compound interest rate of return here. So maybe your first time you'll get 5 or 10 new people donating. It's just going to grow exponentially from there. More people those 5 to 10 people are going to share, likely, on their Twitter feed what they're doing, and it's going to reach all of their followers. So it does grow. It grows on itself. Back in the 90s when we were all trying to figure out email fundraising, there were some people saying, oh, well, the numbers aren't good, not many people do it, not many people see it, but where would we be without our email lists today? It's worth investing in now. So small to medium-sized nonprofits, here's my little Mighty Mouse here. There's a ton of ways that you can use social media to kind of punch above your weight. And I'll cover here kind of what to expect, some realistic goals, how to grow your presence, and using smallness as an advantage. So what to expect. This is what I was talking about earlier. Now, this is not exact. Notice the wavy equal sign here. It's about. So don't quote me on exactly. Vanessa Swesnick says this exactly. This is about what to expect.
We won't hold you to that, Vanessa.
It's going to be on my tombstone at this point. So, yeah, if you have about 2,500 people following you, you can expect 5 to 10 new donors per campaign. And in my book, that sounds pretty good because, like I said, if you get 5 or 10 new people giving $30 a month for a year, I mean, who wouldn't want that? And the time involved into procuring those new donors is very little, thereby making the return on investment phenomenal. So that's something to expect. some realistic goals if you're just getting started with social media fundraising. I suggest telling everybody, okay, let's get 10 new donors on board from social media. And then once that happens, you want to learn who they are, thank them personally, tweet at them. You can tweet right at them like same time if they pledge. Say, thanks, Scott, for pledging your tweets. We really appreciate it. Stay in touch with them. If they're coming to you via social media, it's very likely that they want to be communicated with via social media, so you can tweet at them, Facebook with them, and most certainly add them to your house file. Add them into your CRM and keep track of them. You want to keep your data. Maybe Scott now will then be a volunteer, and then he's going to come to the gala, and he's going to come to the silent auction, and you want to track his engagement with your nonprofit and where you got him.
Are you seeing into my wallet more than I am?
Yeah. No, I'm just using you as an example. So, and here we go. Here's the new, 10 donors giving $25 a month all year is an extra $3,000. And it takes not a lot of time and almost no money to get them. So this is a lot. Scott and I were talking about growing our presence on social media, because really social media fundraising comes after you already get your social media presence up and running. If you are opening your Facebook account today, please don't go try to do fundraising on Facebook right now. You're going to need to do a few things first. Just as you wouldn't see somebody on the street and say, hey, you want to hang out and give me some money. Leaves your supporters feeling like a cheap date. You have to do, like I said at the beginning of what I was saying, the rules of fundraising still apply. You still need to cultivate your relationship. You still need to provide value to these people who you're asking to follow you on Twitter or Facebook or Pinterest, whatever the case may be. So to bring people to your Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, there are lots of different ways to do this. A few of them are listed here. Ads on Facebook can be extremely effective. You can also advertise on Google or Bing. And there are even special programs like Google Grants, YouTube nonprofit program, Hope 140 for Twitter, that are designed to help nonprofits get started on social media. So that's how to do it in a paid way. An organic way is to borrow an audience. So say you are a small nonprofit in New Jersey that helps children with autism. You can then look around New Jersey and try to identify a few people who are just cheerleaders or advocates for your cause and ask them to post on their Twitter feed or their website or their Facebook page about you. Or you can find a small nonprofit in California that helps children with autism and ask them to tweet about you or put you on their Facebook page and drive people back to your Facebook page or Twitter page or even website. If you can reach out to 10 people or organizations with 500 followers, you've just grown your audience significantly, and they are likely to then like your page or follow you on Twitter. So people to look at would be volunteers, other nonprofits, people in the media, activists. If you're lucky enough to have celebrity ambassadors, you could use them as a social media advocate. So you're getting people to your nonprofit website or Twitter page or Facebook page, whatever the case may be. Now you want to reward people for participating. And I'm not talking about giving out like $1,000 gift cards all the time, but simply by recognizing somebody from your organization's Twitter page by tweeting at them. That could be something. People like to be recognized and heard. There are lots of different contests that you can do that are non-monetary. Like if you're a puppy and kitty nonprofit, people love showing pictures of their dogs and cats. You can have people submit pictures of their dogs. You can, and even novice photographers would love something like that to build their portfolio. You know, feature your community, people from your community's ideas or stories. Let's see.
You're keeping me on my toes with this. I appreciate that, Vanessa, because, you know, being an executive director of a nonprofit, and one that I get to wear many different hats, so this is really helping me out at this time too. Thanks.
Oh, I'm glad. No problem. That's what we're here for. So let's see. Another avenue to explore are partners, advocates, celebrities. Here we have. Let's see. Now I'm terrible. I can't remember if that's Sting or Bono, but with someone from the Amazon. It's Sting. Okay. So not everybody can have that person as a celebrity ambassador, but I mean, what about local Olympians or like a famous blogger from your city, or you know, local musicians? So you can think small, but have those people who would, you know, have an impact on the community that you're serving or the community from which you get your supporters. You can also get corporate sponsors. For example, Free Arts New York City is a nonprofit in New York. They help get arts education to children who have been abused. And they got 2 round-trip JetBlue tickets donated to them. They used that to, let's see how they did it. They offered it as a prize to anyone that pledged their support to them through a Twitter campaign using HelpAttack. So that really drove their conversion rate because there was that added incentive to do a pledge. You know, people who maybe thought, okay, yeah, I want to help free arts, but I'll do it later, or I'll do it at the end of the year, you know, putting it off like that. They had that extra incentive to go ahead and do it now because now they had the chance to win these 2 free JetBlue tickets. Again, JetBlue tickets are a great prize. It could be smaller. It could be a pair of shoes from the local running store. It could be, you know, $20 to a local coffee shop. It could be smaller, but it still works. Again, you can use a special event to help engage your supporters, like Earth Day, Valentine's Day. And if there isn't one that works for your organization, you can create one. Oceana, you can read about it down here. Last November, instead of celebrating Thanksgiving, they celebrated Ocean Giving. And they encouraged their supporters to tweet about why they were thankful for the ocean and then tag it with Ocean Giving. So people could participate in this online community for free, just talking about why they loved the ocean, use Ocean Giving. And then they also did a HelpAttack campaign in conjunction with this Ocean Giving, and people who wanted to could take it a step further and pledge a small amount every time Ocean Giving was used on Twitter. So if you're really small, please don't despair. You can use this as an advantage because if you have a small community, you can really get to know them. You can also, once you get to know who your supporters are, you can go try to find more people like them. You can grow the right audience, the ones that are going to be cheerleaders for you, the ones that are really moved by your cause and the work that you do. So I encourage my clients to do this, to choose a random 100 people that support them on Twitter or Facebook or Pinterest or Tumblr, whatever the case may be, and try to figure out how they found you, who they are, why they're following you, and what value you can provide to them. You know, would they like to hear about news stories? Are you in your sphere, or would they like to hear about children that you've helped or people that you've served or the specific environmental regions that you've helped preserve? This is where your expertise comes in handy so the cause that you work with, and you know, that's where your expertise comes in, and mine kind of stops. So the most economical way to keep your donors happy is to just say thanks. And you can be all cheesy and cute, this little, like a little doggy. And on social media, you can do it right away. And again, it's free and it's powerful. You can give them public recognition, tweet at somebody, or thank them on Facebook. So these are things that you can do. This is like homework for you, for all you executive directors.
Homework!
Yep, sorry, wah wah. But they're just good to make you think about how you're treating your donors for reflection. And then here are a few screenshots just to show you how HelpAttack works. So here we have give with each tweet or Facebook update. This is what it looks like when you go to our page. So here we have Angelo, and say you're friends with Angelo on Facebook. And you see on your newsfeed, Angelo is giving to the American Red Cross with each Facebook update. You click on the link because you're very curious, and you see this. And it says, join Angelo, give with each tweet or Facebook update. So you sign up here for whatever suits your fancy. You see all the other people who are also pledging. You see the amount that has been pledged to the American Red Cross through HelpAttack. And let's see. So that's one way.
I have a question.
Yes.
So using HelpAttack, does that mean like if I was to be a person that donates or makes a pledge, so every time that I put a Facebook update, that means I'd be pledging?
Yes, if that's the, here, let me get out of the screen share. If that is the pledge type that you select, then yes.
Okay. So there's different pledge types, so I can moderate what times I tweet and a portion of my money goes to whatever cause?
Yes, you can set it up by tweeting, like what you just said. Every time you tweet, every time Steph tweets, she's giving 10 cents to the American Red Cross, to PETA, whatever you decide. You decide you decide the nonprofit, you decide the amount per tweet, and you put a monthly limit so you don't go bankrupt.
Yeah. So like, do you have an option where like every time you put a hashtag on like a certain subject that you would donate that way?
Yes, we do. Here, I'll show you that one too, if I can find it.
Excellent question, Steph.
That is a really good question. So here's just for the tweeting. Let's find you a hashtag. Yes. Okay, here we have hashtag Haiti. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So once you go to the HelpAttack page, you can set up any hashtag. I set up hashtag Valentine's for Valentine's Day, and I gave to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence per Valentine's Day because I wanted to support healthy love. So I did that myself, but I'm not the typical user because I work for HelpAttack. But say how most people stumble upon the hashtag campaigns is from the actual nonprofit. So say, for example, the Red Cross would send out a tweet saying, support us with every mention of Haiti. And then you click on the link and you're brought to this page and you see this hashtag pledge.
Okay, so for vice versa, say like a company like Oceanic, like you were saying before, has like, because I get ads on Hulu for nonprofits, so when they include like a hashtag and people start hashtagging on Twitter because of the commercial, so would the nonprofit get like donate every time a hashtag is mentioned, even if they don't follow the user?
Yeah, so that is a great example of cause marketing. Okay. And how, so say for example, this is like would be a dream come true. Say like Chicken of the Sea, you know, was like, okay, every time you use the hashtag Healthy Ocean, we'll give 10 cents to Greenpeace.
Okay.
I mean, something like that. That would be a dream come true for me. Yeah. And that would be awesome press for Chicken of the Sea. And it would be a great way for them to show, okay, yeah, we used questionable phishing tactics that were detrimental to the environment, but we truly are sorry. And to show that, we're going to put our money where our mouth is and give to an organization that can do something about it. That would be a great way to use a hashtag campaign and a cause marketing campaign as well. That's a great question. That's like the new frontier. That kind of stuff really gets me excited.
Yeah, I'm like a big social media nerd. So.
Yeah.
I think we all love the social media and the aspect of what it can actually do for nonprofits and how they can benefit from it. And I really love what HelpAttack is doing here. It is basically what a micro fundraising tool. Would you call it a tool or a software?
I would call it a platform.
Good one. Yeah, I'm kind of out there too. You know, they move platform name and everything else to different things. So no, that's absolutely wonderful. A couple of questions for me is: are there any tools that you would suggest to be able to use for Twitter or for Facebook to be able to help? To bring your HelpAttack fundraising to a different level?
Yes, there is one that I use personally and that we use as a team at HelpAttack, and that is called Hootsuite, Hootsuite, Hootsuite. And it's to have the pro membership. I think it's only it's something like $7 a month or $10 a month. It's really affordable. And it's basically a way to help you schedule out tweets and Facebook updates. You can manage multiple platforms from the one account. So say you are PETA. PETA did do a campaign with us last month, and they scheduled out tweets and Facebook updates so that they didn't have to just sit there and do it all the time and log in all the time. They sat down for a few minutes at the beginning of the campaign and typed out what they wanted to type out, sent the link they wanted to send out, and then pressed save, scheduled it out, and then they didn't have to worry about it again. So that is one tool that can help you take it to the next level, especially for nonprofits that are small. Like what you were saying, Scott, you wear multiple hats, and that helps you be like the social media person too. So that gets you started. However, nothing can substitute the actual dialogue that happens on social media and why it's so valuable. So you don't want to just schedule out all of your tweets and your Facebook updates. What I suggest doing is scheduling out a few. So to keep the momentum going. But what I also suggest doing is setting a calendar reminder for you to go log in to HelpAttack to your dashboard as a nonprofit. And in the HelpAttack dashboard, it has listed out, this person's donating this person started a pledge here, this person's halfway through, and then it gives you some text to copy and paste. You just copy it and paste it into the social media platform, whichever one you're using, press post. And that way you're dialoguing in real time with these actual people. And nothing can substitute that. But HelpAttack has a tool built into it to help you keep track and manage all the different people who are interacting with you.
Awesome. Thanks, Vanessa. One other question. Since in specifics, I'm on the move all the time. Is there any apps for mobile users that you would suggest that makes this a little bit easier also?
So if you have an iPhone or an Android phone, Hootsuite has an app for you. So that's one thing. You can set up your Hootsuite account and then be able to manage it directly from your smartphone. I would definitely get used to tweeting and Facebooking from your iPhone, from your smartphone, from your Android. It's also really helpful when you go to a conference. You can live tweet from anywhere. You can log in from, say, the Redeeming Souls account and say, like, hey, Redeeming Souls is at this awesome event, and it's a way to just constantly post interesting content, and that shows that there are people who are working behind that handle. If that makes any sense.
Oh, it totally makes a lot of sense, and especially for a person like me or somebody else that is on the go all the time and having to deal with different aspects of their nonprofit.
Yeah.
Steph, do you have any more questions for Vanessa concerning HelpAttack?
I have one question. So the HelpAttack deals with 3 different audiences, would you say? You deal with marketing yourself? Because I've never, until this hangout, I've never heard of HelpAttack. So do you market yourself in addition to marketing to to nonprofit organizations and to donors? So how do you manage marketing to 3 different audiences?
Yeah.
Efficiently.
Exactly. How do we? It is a challenge, and what we do is we're basically a white label solution. So what we want to be able to do is kind of blend into the background of any nonprofit that chooses to use us. So we don't want to make it all about HelpAttack. We want to make it all about the nonprofit that decides to use HelpAttack. So right now we're focusing just on marketing to the nonprofits, not to the individual donors. The vast majority of times that somebody comes to a HelpAttack page to do a pledge, they are brought there by the nonprofit. Like people who did the PETA campaign, they heard about us through PETA. They may not have even known that they were working with HelpAttack because it says PETA all over the page. It's very rare. Like my fiance, for example, every month he goes to the HelpAttack website and he picks a nonprofit. So he does it backwards. He goes to HelpAttack first and then he picks the nonprofit. Again, he's not really the average user because he knows me and he knows about HelpAttack. And he is somebody that just every month gives to a nonprofit. Not everybody does that. So to answer your question in the short version, we market to the nonprofits and not to individual donors. We leave it up to the nonprofits to find the individual donors. But in order to help the nonprofits find the individual donors, we do things like these webinars, or we have a blog that gives like so much information on finding individual donors and getting the word out. And then the third audience that we would love to work with more are the corporations for cause marketing. And that's, I got really excited about that. I love corporate social responsibility, and that's something we're just starting on. So I'll answer that more in about a year, how we're doing that.
Thanks for answering that. One other question for me, I know other nonprofits out there are going to ask this question, fees. What type of fees, how does this work out for them, and just kind of answer that one.
Yeah, you got it. No, that's a great question. So we partner with First Giving. They are similar to Network for Good. They process donations. So 4.25% of all of the donations captured go to First Giving, and they do things like process the credit cards, issue the tax receipts, do all the legal stuff that, that's very important. And they send you the money order or the cashier's check or the check with the final donations. 4% of the total donations captured go to HelpAttack, so that leaves 91.75% of the donations captured go directly to the nonprofit.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Vanessa. If we don't have any more questions here, Steph, do you have any more questions before we end here today?
Not for an on-air hangout. I wanted to know if you were hiring because I would help.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
Is there a way for Steph to possibly hook up with you to take a look and look and see if there's any employment opportunities there?
Yes. If you go to our website, that's the best way first. That's how I would say to the general audience of anybody who's watching. And then an email to use to contact us would either be Vanessa@helpattack.com, so VANESSA @helpattack.com. Or if you want to reach the whole team, you write to awesome@helpattack.com. And you can follow me on Twitter at vswesnik, VSWESNIK. And follow me on Twitter, find me on Google+, anything like that. I'd love to speak with you further.
Is it on your page? Sorry to interrupt. Is it all of your links? Because I got your email and I got the awesome one. Is it on your Google+ page, all of the different outlets to reach you?
HelpAttack is on Google+, so you can circle us.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Vanessa. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for sharing how others can fundraise via Twitter and Facebook. I want to thank you, Steph, for being here. It is awesome to have the input from a young professional, upcoming professional that's wanting to help out and be caring out there with nonprofits. Again, my name is Scott Soll. I'm the host here for Northwest Nonprofit Media. We have this weekly show, a hangout on air, every week, Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That, of course, is on the West Coast, for you that don't know. Again, if you have a specific nonprofit, if you have a specific service that can help nonprofits, please contact us. And speaking of contact, again, Vanessa, can you tell us how we can get in touch with HelpAttack?
Yes, it's just www.helpattack.com is our website, or you can follow us on Twitter at HelpAttack, HelpAttack, or you can email me, Vanessa@helpattack.com.
Thanks, Vanessa. Thanks, Steph. I thank everyone for watching today. We'll see you next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Until then, may you all have a great week.
Thanks, Scott. Bye, Steph.
Bye now.